Hey Nick, I thought I'd just make this video so you can kind of see how I set up the day, just because it's such a busy group and you don't have prep. I just wanted you to really be prepared. In the morning I come in and I always do this for the day schedule. I've lost some of my labels, so I'll write quiet time, attendance announcements, reflection, language. I don't think I spelled that right. Maybe spell it right. It's up to you. Then I'll go out of 5, and that's they get points for behaving. I've written the behavioral expectations in the slideshow. Then they go for break. I let them to get ready about 7 to 10 minutes before. There's a couple girls that will take a really long time putting on their snow pants, so I try to do it a couple minutes earlier. They aren't allowed to leave the school, like the hallway, until the actual bell rings, because kids run out and then there's no teacher on duty. When they come back, they go into math. Math is a couple slides that you're just going to do together as a group. We just kind of, I'll read through it, I'll ask kids for answers, I'll write it just using a whiteboard right on the slideshow, and then there are some sheets to go out. They're in the bin that says math. I'll show you in a minute over on the side there. Again, I'll just throw the PDF up on the smartboard. I do it with them all the way through. I always just say, if you want to go ahead, you can. If not, just stay with me. Just get as far as you can. Don't stress about the time blocks. If they're staying interested and it's going well and it's past the time that's scheduled for math, don't worry, just let them keep going. Just as they collect them, remind them to put their name at the top. Social studies, it's the same thing. It's a PDF. You throw it up on the smartboard. I'll ask for volunteers to read different chunks. They all really like reading, so just pick somebody to read just a little bit, and then the next person gets to read something. And then for the questions or anything that they have to fill in, I'll ask our volunteers what their answers are, and I try to just condense whatever their answer is to be as short and clear and concise as possible for the answers, because there's a lot of students that writing they're kind of slow at, so I try to just kind of get to the point. They're accountable to write down what is up on the board. I say, if you're waiting, just color in the pictures, or you could read, just because everyone kind of finishes at different rates. And then 1:25 is when the bell rings. Again, 7 to 10 minutes before. I find 5 is too short, 10 is too long, so there's a random amount of time. But don't stress. They go out for break. Whenever they get back, we have our quiet time. I forgot to write that in there. Usually I write quiet time attendance. So they get to have their quiet time. I've explained that. They get to do it for 10 minutes. I just put up this chill kind of soundscapey music. And they have a choice to read. They can draw their own picture. They can use one of the coloring sheets or word searches that I set up at the side. Again, I'll show you that in the second video. But the expectation is silence before they're playing tic-tac-toe and stuff like that. And I just said no, because the class just gets so riled up so easily. They really need to just be quiet, and for us to do attendance, they need to, their only time to use their voice is whenever they're saying here. After that, they're going to do their social skills spinner. I've put it up there. We have fun with it. Whoever is the clicker, I've put that on the slideshow as well, will get to be the one clicking. I just stand and let them go at the computer, and they click through, and then just do that a couple times. And if at that point you feel like they've done well, they can start, if they only have a couple more points to earn, they can start cleaning up. If maybe they're at 18 and they know they need to get at least 20 out of 25, because my expectation is that they don't have to be perfect the whole time, but at least 75% of the time I do expect them to do their best. So then they can start cleaning up. If they've had a real hard day and you don't think they deserve to have free Chromebook time, it really ends up only being 20 minutes. But I have put an extra creative writing activity they can write in their journals, so they can do that at that time. As that time wraps up, your library time is at 2:55. I'll also put that in the day plan. I'll make sure that we're all kind of lined up ready to go. They line up with their Chromebooks closed. A lot of them, like if they had free Chromebook time, they'll literally line up and still be playing the game as they're walking. That's a no, because if the computer falls, it breaks, and also just pisses me off. I just want them to close it while they're walking. We go to the library. Miss Redmond leads the lesson. I just support, so if I'll just kind of walk around, help her hand out papers, pencils, make sure the kids aren't interrupting, and then I make sure they help her clean up the chairs, and then I remind bus helpers at 3:35 that they need to go help. Before they leave for the library, those bus helpers know that they need to pack all their stuff with them, but they just leave the Chromebook and I'll carry it back, or get some of the kids that are left to help me carry theirs back. Easton and Sophia P sometimes leave early for jiu-jitsu, or sometimes Sophia P takes the city bus home or the town bus. So just remind, if either of them are here, Easton or Sophia, just ask them if they're leaving early and remind them to bring their stuff, and then the rest of the crew will come back with you. At that time, it's just the timing's tight. They come back, they get their shit on, they leave. The shoes need to go up on top of the desks. They can't be on the ground, so that way they can do that properly. Just over here, we have two people that blurt a lot. Mason will blurt to critique you, and Nixon will blurt. It's usually on topic, but I'll say whoever it is, I put their name, put a tick. Just say if it gets up to 3 ticks that you don't have to follow through with your parents, but just say that you're gonna just say you have my number, you know who I am, that you'll let me know and I'll follow up with their parents. Usually that will make them shut up pretty fast.